Hi there, it's Kevin with RogueDeckBuilder.com here with the Collected Goblins versus Morton. He is Adonis 2K. See if he's going to do some shenanigans like his Martyr Proc deck, probably knowing Morton. Let's see, I'll play first. That's what Goblin wants to do. Unfortunately, this isn't a good way to start with no lands, and I think we'll keep this, but it's a little bit... No, this is actually fine. This is fine. The only red spells we have in our deck are for Caverns of Souls, and... Or, I mean, sorry, the only red sources are for creatures. And the one green source that we need is we do have the land for. So, not bad. We'll start with the Caverns of Souls, naming goblins. And then we will pass the turn. End up War Drive, probably War Driver next. And what is this? He is going to use Martyr Proc versus me. What a jerk face. Does Goblin Guide better? I think that War Driver is just better in this case. I don't think this is going to be winnable, but it is what it is. We'll see how well it can actually go versus a Proc deck. Martyr Proc just gains an obscene amount of life. You think the Soul Sisters gains life? Not even close to Martyr Proc. We have a War Driver. We can actually Mogwar Marshal and Goblin Guide next turn, and then Goblin Bushwhacker. But there's no way we can beat this. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so there's a Legion Loyalist. It doesn't... Well, which one is actually better? A Legion Loyalist or a Goblin Guide? Gives him Trample. Yeah, that's probably... Trample and First Strike. But I have to stack with 3 or more, so... Should just go... Goblin Guide and Mogwar Marshal, I think, is the right play. Yeah, because I can kick, and if I draw another red source, then we can actually cast everything. So it is going to be the Guide. Now, these 1-drops just came on the wrong turn. So we don't get Battle Cry this turn quite yet. And oh, we do have Battlecry. What am I thinking? Battlecry is 3 or more. Battlecry isn't Battalion. It just works. So let's hopefully not find a land on top. And it's a Proclamation of Rebirth, which is we need to eventually just pound through. But he's probably gonna block and then show me 3 cards, white cards in his hand, and gain an obscene amount of life. Maybe he's going to wait a turn? Wait, I can't even kick the Goblin Bushwhacker. Now, add 1 mana of any color mana, spell this ability only to cast. Yeah, kicker is part of casting. Should be anyway. We'll have to wait and see if this works. And, yep, pass the turn. We're not going to pay the Echo cost on the Mogwar Marshal. Just let it die. And we got to keep him off that 30 life for his Serra Ascendants. And maybe I'll just keep the Goblin Bushwhacker back. If I pay the Echo cost, I can actually keep it back a turn and then swing in. I can't pay the Echo cost, so it's just going to die. There's a War Driver. I still think that's better than a Loyalist. It does give me First Strike. We can do that second main. So, yeah. Like I said, hopefully we can just do enough damage that the Martyr of the Sands is going to be gaining 15 life right now. But we're going to do 4 damage, and that'll put him under the life total for the Serra Ascendant. And we'll have another Goblin War Driver. Okay, he's going to Path Exile, but it already triggered, so he should have done that beforehand. And we'll go get a mountain. And that also is going to make it so he doesn't gain as much life. So that actually works out to our favor. And then we'll throw another one out. So he's down to a 10. We've got him pretty far back. I mean, Squadron Hawk's good, but it's not going to be able to block and kill anything. He can still gain, and then Trample's going to make the Martyr not be able to block. Arena, tap target creature you control and target creature an opponent controls. Those creatures fight each other. That's a sweet card. Definitely a sweet card. I wonder why this... Oh, because you can't tap it for mana, though, is the problem. So, Bushwhacker still can't be kicked. I can Bushwhacker kick with a Legion Loyalist, though. So we'll just Legion Loyalist. And kick. And this might actually just do it. As they're all going to get another plus. And another plus. Or can't be blocked by tokens. First strike. Yeah, wow, that's a lot of damage. So it does have trample. I wonder if he's reading that clause. Because it doesn't matter if he blocks or not with the Martyr. Because 4 will still go through. So he's going to show me 6 cards in his hand. Shows me a Knight, Ranger, Proc, Squadron Hawk, Squadron Hawk, Squadron Hawk. All right. I still think we're in good position, though, with Knight. Ranger still can't cast. And it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He doesn't have a land for it. So we're in great shape. And kills all of his stuff. And we have another War Driver. Still back to 10, so it just kind of like took a turn away. Is what that did. But he needs to draw a Wrath of God. And if he does, I swear. Just a Squadron Hawk. That's not going to save him. And we should win here unless he drew something else, like a Path to Exile. There's a Chieftain, which we will cast. Which is another great card. And again, I don't think he's going to get through this. Now, here's the question. Do I bring in Destructive Reverie? Does he play Ghostly Prison? And I think we do. And if he's going to run a lot of lands like this, I actually think we bring in Blood Moon. So he did draw a Path to Exile, but I still think he's dead. Because this is just an insane amount of damage coming through. Unless, yeah, he's dead. All right. So, you can see Goblins powered through even a Martyr Proc, which I think Martyr Proc might be a little bit weaker than Soul Sisters. We're not going to bring grenades or anything. I do think that maybe some sort of Atarka's Commands and Destructive Reverie need to come in, because I'm thinking he's going to be running Ghostly Prisons. So all the things that are weak I'm going to take out, like the Foundry Denizens actually seem very weak to me, because there's something that come out early but then die to any one of his Squadron Hawks, and I need to have stuff that can actually survive that. So, last card, we don't want to go too low in lands. We need to be as impactful as possible. I do want some sort of Atarka's Commands. I'm going to just bring in 2. Maybe we bring in all of them. And we will bring in... Goblin King's actually good with Blood Moon. So we need 4 cards out. I still like the Collected Company because it allows us to really come back. And maybe it even is Rabble Master, as he's got so many ways to deal with it, especially if he comes in our Target's Command. I'm going to cut a Collected Company just because we have a lot more non-lands, even though that's the card I really wanted to try. War Driver seemed to do good. Mog War Marshal, possibly, even though I just cut the 2 good cards with the Target's Command to give him +1/+1, but I think this is still fine. We'll submit this. Now, again, Destructive Reveille might be the... I have to kill off Ghostly Prisons, though. And there's a Blood Moon. I think we keep this. This is weird, though. We'll keep it and see if Blood Moon actually does wonders. There you go. There's Godless Shrine. This is his version of Martyr Proc, which is weak to Blood Moon. So we'll just Mountain, Goblin Guide, get in there for 2. Do you know what? Goblin Guide is probably one of the cards I should have cut. It probably isn't impactful enough. And we gave him a Flagstone, so yeah, that was pretty rough. See if he goes and gets a non-basic. I want him to. Okay, he gets a basic. Voice of Resurgence. I could kill it with the Targa's command. And I think it's worth it. Man, we gave him another land. That is where the Goblin Guide definitely doesn't do what you want it to do. So I can put a land into play and give +1/+1. Is that actually better than 3 life at this point? Because it gets me into the Collected Company quicker. And we do have a land. Would I pay 3 life to put a land into play right now, though? I think it's just good to do damage. He has a 1/1 now. We will Blood Moon next turn. See if we can keep giving him more lands, though. So he has a Flagstone. There's the Flagstone. So we can lock him out of white. Squadron Hawk. Now he's got a 2/2. I do believe we just continue to attack in, though. There's a Bushwhacker. Doesn't really do a lot. Well, let's go get a basic. And we'll Blood Moon him. See if he paths his own dude. Yep, he is going to path his own Squadron Hawk. Smart. Smart. At least that survives that gives us a path out of the way. And we give him yet another land. Okay, you're stupid Goblin Guide. We have Collected Company now, though. He's still cut out of black. Still cut out of double white. You never know how many cards he needs to cast per turn. It's going to be a Ranger. Uh-oh. I guess Torpor Orb might be good for the sideboard, because Torpor Orb would do pretty good against Ranger and Squadron Hawk. But it also would affect my Enter the Battlefield, which is only a few things, though. And he is going to attack in the Elemental because he's thinking... I don't think that's the right play. I think that you still have to conserve life total, especially if you want to get... What did he go get? He went and got 2 Martyrs. I mean, he does have a handful of things. In fact, he has to discard this turn. Which is just going to be a Temple Garden that I drew him. So another Targa's Command. It's just going to be Collected Company. And we'll play it on our main phase just in case we get hasters. Yeah, Piledriver and Chieftain. That's exactly what we wanted to see. And I do believe we attack in or just wait. Not with the Chieftain. Another collected company, we can just get bigger. I hate doing this. I hate giving him another turn, but I think it's correct to give him another turn. Now, I guess cutting him out of that other planes is very relevant because now he can't Day of Judgment or Wrath of God. Still has 8 cards in his hand though. There's the Martyr, and he can use that whenever to go up to obscene amount, but he doesn't have another white to actually cast a Sarah's Ascendant in the same turn. So he's going to sack it. So at least we get to know what is going to... Oh, geez. So Ranger, Kitchen Finks, Sarah's Ascendant, Squadron Hawk. And... yeah, so I think we'll collect company again. Or a Target's Command here. Target's Command could actually save my board and kill everything. We could actually Goblin Bushwhacker in a Target's Command. But... oh, that's why he did it right there. Yeah. I was tapped out and he did have to play around a Target's Command. Bushwhacker. I think we're just going to collect a company again. And gets us a Goblin King. And a Goblin War Driver. And the Odd Mountain Walk. So, that is just brutal. This is just... Blood Moon with this is just crazy good. He can't block. See if we give him yet another land. And now here's where the Piledriver. Look at that, a 12-4. 4, 8, 12, 12, 17, 29 damage. 29 damage we're doing here. This card is legit. It is absolutely legit in this deck. He's not dead, right? 12, 24. That's only 29. But we do have the Atarka's commands, and he still can't do anything. Is there another card that turns something into a mountain? I can't remember if there was a card back in the day that turns a land into a mountain besides Blood Moon. But yeah, if this deck can beat Martyr Proc, other than this isn't the mono white version, we got to give it to his splashing into other colors is what really hurt him against goblins. But you can see how this feels so much like Merfolk to me. This deck does. Celestial Purge can get rid of Blood Moon. That's actually good. And now he actually has the mana. So Martyr Proc can go back up. Or Martyr the Sands. But he's got to sack it right now again. He's going to try to have it block. Legion Loyalist will give him Trample. That's actually very, very... Is that better than Bushwhacker? I don't think so at this point. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Wish we had one more land instead of this other Atarka's. We can actually double Atarka's command. And this will force him actually right now. So your opponents can't gain life and creatures you control get +1/+1 because it does more. And then this will allow me, if he doesn't sack his Martyr, to... yeah. So your opponents can't gain life. And your opponents can't gain life and creatures will do the same thing. And that's game. All right, so there we go. We'll go on to another match here. I think Piledriver is insanely powerful with this. We'll try it against Scred Red next. This has been Kevin with RogueDeckBuilder.com. Thanks for watching.